Greetings, it's Vaygrim. Welcome to a long overdue vlog. 56? 57? Not sure which one it is. I'll look it up later. Anyway, it is Wednesday. It is August 5th of all things, and, what's going on? Let's see. Today and tomorrow, the last two class videos for Gods of Skyforge airs, and then I'm probably going to put that game on the back burner for a while. Skyforge has kind of been a bit of a disappointment. As I say in the last of the class videos, the Archer is the last class video. It goes up tomorrow. Today is going to be the Necromancer. Necromancer is one of the biggest disappointment classes in that game. Everybody shoots for it, and everybody ends up hating it. And they either have to regrind for another class, or they're so let down they just put the game aside and don't come back to it. So, the turnover rate for Skyforge has been pretty bad from what I hear. There's not only the hardest of hardcore are sticking with it and continue playing it to unlock classes. The grind is so bad that a lot of people get turned off right away. The really weird mechanics turn other people off. And the in-game store also turns people off. One thing, they had Founders Packs for beta. And they said that after launch, there would be no more Founders Packs type things. You could not get the normal Founders Packs after launch. And they said that they would never sell classes. Well, now what they're doing, before launch there was the Founders Pack, which I think was $40 or $50. I can't remember. I want to say it was $40. And basically what that got you, there was the starter Founders Pack, the deluxe Founders Pack, and the ultimate Founders Pack. Okay, 3 levels. The starter Founders Pack was $20, and that got you into the early access on the beta. That's it. The closed beta. Then that was $20, and then I think it was $50 for the deluxe Founders Pack. That got you into the beta, got you some slightly better perks, and one extra class to play, the Berserker. If you got the Ultimate Founders Pack, that was $70. That got you the Berserker and the Gunner, in addition to the core 3 classes. So you start off with 5 classes you can start off with. That's the one that I got. That was donated by a fan, quite graciously. That fan was very, very expectant of playing that game hardcore, and they have since stopped playing because it's been so discouraging for other reasons I will go into later. But basically, $70, Ultimate Founders Pack, 5 classes to start with. That's what I got. Well, now, as of today or yesterday, some point this week, they actually announced that there's the Ultimate Collector's Edition that is going to be like $110, $120, which gets you those 5 classes from the Ultimate Founders Edition, plus 2 more, the Alchemist and the Knight. And to make it even better, you can pay a fee. If you have a Founders Pack, you can pay them a small fee just to upgrade. Instead of paying the full let's say $10, you can pay the $40 difference and go from an Ultimate Founders to a Collector's Pack. And there's even talk that they're going to put the Founders Packs back on sale again. So, I don't know. They promised that there was basically, they have a certain amount, it's not a sandbox world, it is instanced maps. You have a small little area, it's not like Sandbox, but you have a small restrictive little map that you step onto, do some quests, and then go back to the main city. And even the city is 3 very small little areas, one of which you will pretty much never go to, the second one of which there's no point to go to unless you have a quest, the third of which you'll spend all your time in. Well, technically 4. There's the training area that you have to go to for training and for class advancement. So yeah, so out of 4 areas, 2 of them are useless, which is sad. Useless or near useless. And So you spend all your time in those two little areas looking for missions, going into missions. When you get into a mission area, you step in. It's a small kind of a little field. You zip around this little city or a part of a city or a small village or a field somewhere out in the woods, whatever. You do your thing and you leave. And you do not spend a lot of time there until your next mission that is a completely different mission, completely different storyline, but it's in the exact same area, the exact same city. They just rotated the monsters out, which already breaks immersion. It breaks interest for me. I cleared this area out of one kind of monsters. I come back, and there is miraculously another kind of monsters that has been plaguing the land for months now. I just left here 2 days ago. So that's one problem I have with it already that's kind of jarring, if that makes any kind of sense. But basically, you have maybe in any given level range 4 or 5 maps that you're going to see over and over and over and over. As you rank up in prestige, one will drop off the end and a new one will pop onto the beginning of it. And you'll see that a couple of times. Oh, it's new. By the 5th or 6th time repeating that map with slightly different or usually the same monsters on it over and over and over again, you start to get tired of it. It starts to get kind of old. Most of the maps that you run do not rotate monsters out. It's the exact same kind of monster every single time. So a lot of times you're repeating 3 or 4 maps that have the exact same monsters in the exact same locations that you have to fight the exact same way, including the boss at the end every single time. That's it. That's Skyforge. And that's just not enough. It's not interesting enough. You get sick of that real quick. Considering that they got this limited an amount of content and also paired it with a really grindy progression system that you're supposed to spend months on to unlock 1 or 2 extra classes, it's a bad combination. It doesn't work. And it makes me feel bad for those people that pitched in to get me a Founders Edition pack. I log in to try and find them. I see them in my friends list and see that they're online. But the chat system is so confusing and so flawed that it doesn't work 9 times out of 10. I finally got lined up with them in IRC when they were online. I had to use a secondary chat system. I lined up and we got together online so they could invite me to the clan, the guild that they made. It's called a Pantheon in that game. And the Pantheon chat doesn't work. I can't talk to them. So it still doesn't help. And there's no immediate perks to being in a Pantheon other than being able to say you're in the same Pantheon, having a little thing under your name, and I think that's it. There's no guild halls or anything like that. At least not yet. So there's been a lot of promise that has no delivery with that game. And it's been a bit of a letdown. The people that got it for me have been grown tired of it and have moved on. Because it's an uphill battle. Not only is it such a massive grind that you feel like the game is fighting you constantly about it. It seems like they don't want you to progress. But there are so many bugs that have been in it since early beta that they won't fix. The chat system's been broken since late alpha, and they won't fix it. And they're taking money for this game and charging people in-game money for in-game transactions. They're also breaking their own word on some stuff they said they would never do. So Skyforge, I think, is going to turn out to be a failure. It'll probably linger for a year, maybe 2. But for the most part, I do not ever think it's going to be anything big. And that makes me kind of sad. But such is the way of things. Let's see what else is going on. Monday. I have a bit of a cold. Sorry. Monday, there was talk. No, it wasn't Monday. It was Monday. It was Monday. There was talk in the ForgeCraft chat channel about a reset. There was even some people talking about it on RC. Fireball got onto Twitch and started streaming the last night on his base, and he was going to blow it up or do whatever they do. But it didn't happen. So ForgeCraft 2 is technically still up with our world. People have been polishing off their bases, finishing their last projects, moving on. But for the most part, people have been done with that server for weeks. The people that have been playing, like me, Morvalara even had such problems with the server stability that she moved her project from the server into a single-player world, which is sad. But there's talk about the server being reset. Apparently, we had some major errors, some major performance issues. I think there was something wrong with the tick handler with AE2. Can't remember. AE2 project something. I don't know. I think it was AE2. That was causing a lot of performance issues. We may have a solution for that. We're not sure. But basically, there was discussion about a server reset. I heard last that they were actually going to reset ForgeCraft 1 and ForgeCraft 2 at the same time. And people who don't want to step on a server that doesn't reset as often could go to ForgeCraft 1. But apparently that's not the case anymore. They're just going to reset 2 and work from there. Yeah. At present, ForgeCraft 2 is supposed to be reset any day now. We're waiting on a public, and Palmer, this is not top secret information. Palmer has tweeted about this himself on Twitter or whatever. There's a public pack version of the ForgeCraft pack. It's not the exact same. It's the exact same mods, but not the exact same versions because we have a whole bunch of beta stuff, and you guys aren't supposed to have access to that yet. We're supposed to have restricted access to test it and stuff like this. New features that aren't supposed to be out. Yada yada. So it'll be all the same mods, but it will be stable release versions of all of those mods, which means you'll have the exact same mods we have, and you can kind of play alongside us, but there's going to be some features that it might take you a while to get. But that's the concept, and he is actually polishing up all the permissions and wrapping up that pack. As soon as that pack gets approved, at some point later this week, hopefully, we will then actually reset ForgeCraft 2 and start all over again. And we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping there's going to be more stability this time around. They say they've got the problems fixed. I'm not holding my breath. I am wrapping up the outer shield wall. I still have a whole bunch of filigree and decorative stuff, but I'm wrapping up the outer castle wall on Vaygrim's Chance. We're fixing to hit episode 130. That shocks me. Castle is the next project. And once I finish the castle, it might be the end of the series. I don't really have much else left to mess with on that world. I mean, there's a lot of projects I could do, but I can't draw it out too long because the longer this series runs, the less likely anybody is to join in on it at present. They're going to wait until the series ends, then they'll go back and watch it from the start. So the longer a series runs, inherently the less views it gets. It's just the way of things. So yeah. We'll see. What else? Oh gosh. I think I'm in the very end game of Transistor. I started off loving that game. I'm finishing off hating it. And I really hate to say that. Transistor has been a massive disappointment for me. I really do love the combat system, but the way they scale the difficulty to make the game harder becomes drastically unrealistic. I specifically chose to play this game on easy, and it is now so almost impossibly hard for me and my skill level that it is discouraging to continue playing it. And I hate saying that about such an interesting game. The story makes less and less sense the farther into it you get. And that's kind of discouraging also. I really did like Bastion. I really like how they went with it. I like that there were choices you could make. Transistor is more linear, and it's not that I have a problem with that, but it is so linear, so rail straight linear, that you're stuck. You feel like you're stuck on this kind of path, and there's parts of the story that you feel like you're not uncovering. I'm trying to do different combinations of powers. You have to basically, any power, any combat ability in Transistor can be either an active ability, push a button to use it, an augment onto an existing acting ability, so it buffs it, or a passive ability. So you put it into a passive slot that gives you some benefit. You have to use it at least 3 times. 3 checkpoints, basically. You have to use it for 3 different durations of the game in each of those different positions to unlock different bits of lore. And I think that is a meritorious and admirable attempt. But the flaw is that some powers you can't survive in the game with. If you run with them as an active ability, they're better as augments, or vice versa. Some abilities are better as actives, less useful as augments. So there are some combinations you're intentionally crippling yourself to use, abilities-wise, and if you do that, then you intentionally end up, you're forced to basically handicap yourself. If you choose to do that later in the game, it gets even more impossible to progress with those combinations. So unless you get the exact right combination early game, then late game gets harder, or in order to survive late game, you don't learn any of the lore. And that seems like a really bad design the more I've used it. The longer I've been playing this game, I thought that was interesting initially when I wound the game up. I thought that was a cool concept. The longer I played it, I don't like it anymore. It's a bad idea because now there's lore I'm never going to be able to actually unlock. I will never see certain parts of the story, specifically because I can't survive with those power combinations. It's the way it is. But I think it's going to be wrapping up soon, this week or next week. I'm not sure when. I don't know what I'm going to do afterwards. I have Alien Isolation waiting in the wings, so I want to run that. But I think that would feel a little too shootery to some people, even though it's not a shooter. I think it would feel a little too shootery running that alongside Dishonored. Dishonored doesn't have a lot longer either. It's not a very long game. But there is enough of it that I'm probably going to have to wait on Alien Isolation. So I don't know what else I'm going to run alongside Dishonored and Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age Origins is here for the long haul. I expect I'm going to clear 100 episodes on that series very quickly. I'm already in the 40s, and that worries me because I'm maybe a quarter of the way through the overall storyline, probably less. And I really can't run 200 episodes on that show. So I'm trying to shortcut and get to end game as quick as possible. I'm trying not to do every single side path, but it's just not easily done. I don't know. I'm just going to keep plugging away with it. I might put it on pause and come back to it every once in a while. We'll see. But for right now, yeah. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to run after Transistor. I don't know what I'm going to put in that place. I have some ideas, but I'm going to think about it. Maybe I'll run a straw poll or something later. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Hope the week has been good for you. I'm sorry I did not get a vlog up earlier in the week or at the end of last week. I have a project that I'm working on. All of you might know about tv.vaygrim.com. If you don't, go check it out. tv.vaygrim.com is a sub-site of my website that aggregates all of my videos together in one place. So you can go to one website and watch every single video I post, and it gets posted on that website within an hour of it showing up on YouTube. It's got all of my channels, all of my playlists, all of my videos, everything. Now, there are still ads there. They're just the little pop-up banner ads that would show up like right around here on this video. The ones that you click that finger and it would go away. It has those. It does not have preemptive commercials, I don't think. But I don't really get those much anyway because I'm not important enough. But, yeah, it does have ads there, which dovetails into a fourth channel, Vaygrim TV. I am looking into the YouTube paid subscription services. Now, before you get a massive panic attack going, wow, I'm at 18 minutes, I need to hurry up. Before you get a massive panic attack going, this is not a paid subscription channel for the sake of locking content behind it. Nothing will ever go on that channel. Probably a video a month, maybe. That's it. And it's never going to be anything super important or exclusive. For the most part, the point of Vaygrim TV is going to be, for Americans, $1.99 a month subscription that you can support me with if you so want to. If you have wanted to show some kind of financial support for me and what I do, or let's say you don't like ads and you have an ad blocker turned on, you can't be bothered with ads, but you still want to compensate for doing that, you can actually do the $1.99 a month subscription and it'll turn off all ads on all my channels. Maybe you do watch ads, but you want to compensate, you want to, help me somehow with the projects that I do and all the things I try and all the effort and hard work I try and put in on things. You want to kind of give back a little, and I greatly appreciate that. But if you do, just $2 a month, and it turns all the ads off on all of my channels. In theory, that's what I'm testing. That is what Google says it's supposed to do. I actually don't know if it works that way or not. It has been buggy. It's taken me a month and a half to try and get this off the ground. And I just now got the whole system working, I think. So we'll have to see. But basically what this means is that if you go to Vaygrim TV, and I will have links up on this later. It's not officially launched yet. I don't even have channel art for it yet. But once it goes up, it will be $1.99 a month. I think it's $1.49 a month in the UK. And it's very limited as to what countries it supports, specifically because of financial restrictions and of banking restrictions within those countries. YouTube is still rolling the system out. So like I could do it in Sweden. It would have to be an SEK though. It'd be like 13 SEK per month, which seems like a lot, but whatever. It's like £1.49 in Great British pounds. I think it is like $1.49 in euros, but I'm still figuring that one out. I can't say Europe. I have to do each offer individually, each subscription offer individually by country, and it's a pain in the butt. But anyway, I'm still rolling that out. I'm still figuring it out. Right now, you could actually subscribe in America and the UK. That's what I've got so far. I'm working on the rest of the planet. But this is a way where if you don't have a Patreon account and you don't trust Patreon, or maybe you don't have a PayPal account, but you do have a Google Wallet account, or maybe you don't have either of those, you just have a credit card or a bank card, you can use all of those things. PayPal, Google Wallet, you can use, normal banking cards, etc., credit cards. You can use all of those with the YouTube subscription service. So, it's something to think about. I will put out an official announcement video on the main channel when it rolls out. And because I think everybody that's subscribed to my secondary channels is subscribed to that one also. So that's the kind of the main news vein. And if people want to support, they can pitch in a little bit here. They can turn the subscription off whenever they want to and turn it back on. It's month to month. There's no dedication. If you want to pitch in $2 for a month and then turn it off, you can do that. It's your prerogative, and I would greatly appreciate it. But this is not officially rolled out yet. I mean, it's there, it's active, and it's usable, but I have not refined all the kinks in it. I have not put artwork up. I have one video that explains what it is, so I'm still ironing the bumps out. So stay tuned. I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.